What's up, everybody? Thanks a lot for tuning in for another Reflection Friday. I got my boy Alex Pardo here from Miami, Florida. So how are we doing today, Alex?
I'm blessed, my friend. How are you doing?
Awesome. Doing well, doing well. So yeah, thanks a lot for joining me. So really you have, so you're wholesaling, you got an awesome podcast, you're doing all kinds of stuff. You're a great influencer in the real estate world. So I really appreciate you joining me, man. And I just have two questions for you today. And really it revolves around kind of what were you doing before you got into real estate? And then how has real estate investing changed your life, man?
Got it. Short, sweet, and simple. First off, appreciate the opportunity, man. Always a pleasure connecting with you and with Brett and your entire Simple Wholesaling team. So number one, I was working at General Electric in their financial management program. So coming out of college, I always had aspirations to be a CEO or a CFO of a Fortune 500 company, and I was interviewing with companies like Johnson and Johnson and IBM, et cetera. And so GE, I got accepted into a financial management program, which essentially exposes you to different parts of GE's businesses. So I was with GE Capital. I was exposed to accounting, finance, auditing, all that kind of stuff. So I did that for 2 years and quickly realized it wasn't for me. I could not, I remember, I'll keep this short and sweet, but I would look at my boss and up the chain and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to be that person. I don't want to work 70, 80 hours a week behind Excel and PowerPoint, and wasn't for me. So, but yeah, that's what I did. It was a blessing because I traveled around the country for 2 years and I had always lived in Miami, born and raised. So I got to kind of break out of my cocoon and experience life on my own right out of college. And I learned a lot, but the biggest thing is I realized the corporate world and having a job just wasn't for me.
So now that you've been in the real estate world for a while and stuff now, so so how has that just like changed your life, and just how has that what's that done for you, man?
It's a great question, and I think it's a tough one to answer because the list is long of what it's done for me. At a high level, number one, I think the first thing I think about, Brian, is that it exposed me and it kind of got me on my journey of self-improvement and personal development. Once I realized that going out and getting a job and working for somebody else was not an option for me, and basically I was going to start my own business, I knew I had to work on myself. So to give you some perspective, the first 24 years of my life, I maybe read 5 to 10 books, maybe. Now, when I turned 25, so this was 2005 that I started my business, I probably read, I don't know, 20, 30 books that year. So I like 3x the amount of and that's just for perspective, right? Like I knew that I had to work on myself if I was going to be a successful entrepreneur, if I was going to be a successful leader. So that's the first thing that comes to mind for me. I couldn't imagine what my life would be like today. I wouldn't have met guys like you who I consider friends and who I look up to and respect, and just people that I get to network with and mastermind. So the relationships is one of the things that I've really gotten out of this business. The ability to pick up the phone and call people again that are just operating at a high level and that are just bigger thinkers. And I say that not just on the business side, but also on the personal side, people that I get to actually have real life conversations. We've talked about, our families and things of that nature. So the relationship capital is, and I've really gotten that out of this business. And again, I've learned I've made a lot of mistakes. I've failed a lot. I've succeeded. And for me, I wouldn't be where I'm at today without the wins and the losses equally.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks a lot. I appreciate you and appreciate you joining me today. And it's always nice to just like kind of reflect on that type of stuff. I'm like, oh man, I've been doing it this long and I've learned this and stuff like that. So no, just awesome stuff. I love to see what you're doing. And you definitely need to check out Alex's, the Flip Empire podcast. It's one of my favorites out there and stuff like that. So just appreciate you. And thanks a lot for joining me on this Reflection Friday, man.
My pleasure. Anything I can do for anybody, just reach out. But again, appreciate the opportunity and have an awesome, awesome day, brother.